Alright, so we're back for another easy ALR concept. Today we're going to take a look at LR Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Now, I think this is another easy A that is extremely likely to come for the worldwide download celebration. This is 5th anniversary LR Easy A, right? And we could see, so far, 2 of the 5th anniversary Easy A's that come out, and then we have Rose that I think is very likely going to be Broly Trio that's left with this unit. Is still pretty interesting right now, but again, just another future stock EZA. I did a video for this guy, the Trunks and the Zamatsu. If you haven't checked it out, feel free to check those out. Maybe this is kind of like a prelude to that. I might reference them, but yeah, this Rose Goku Black I just did a concept for. I'm thinking about doing a concept for this future Gohan. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that too. But let's just head into this, right? Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. I think it will easy. Now, I did want to really keep the general concept of what this guy is doing pre-EZA as post-EZA, because they usually like to keep the same idea of what they intended for the unit to be. So maybe this one is a little more even realistic than I feel like some of the other EZA concepts are made for the TURs. But I do think that we'll talk about it. I did post this on Twitter, right? But there may be a change or two. I like could say like you could wiggle around and change if you want them to be even really good or just like good. Honestly, when I was designing this guy, I was thinking like in the concept where like Super Baby 2, where he's very similar pre-EZA and post-EZA to what he's actually aiming to do. And that's what I was thinking with this Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black here. So, I mean, let's just take a look here. 66% attack and defense. He gets more buffs each time ki is raised. Ki 2 with each final blow delivered. HP recover at the end of turn when he receives an attack. Defense raises on super attack effects, right? He has the rage skill, which, won't really change besides the actual effects from here. Now, let's take a look here. I actually did repost this as I did actually already update him and give him a little more ki than what he originally had. So, just focusing on the super attack effects, I did give him a 50% attack and defense raise for 6 turns. It causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. So he's going to be a unit, again, that will get better over time. That's just kind of how Rose Goku Black works. Or just, Goku Black in the series. He gets stronger as he fights more and more. And, as the fight goes on, he'll get higher and higher defense to match up with the normal attack damage that a lot of these bosses will do. But again, I will say with the design here, I did not design him to take super attacks. That's because this is not what his design philosophy was. Like, let's say Tech Trunks, Tech Trunks, in his concept for him, I gave him like a lot of defensive tools, because back in the day he was tanking because he was stacking a lot and raising his defense, stuff like that, right? Age Masu with his damage reduction, I feel like, he was intended to be like defensive, then became offensive when you transform. Rose Goku Black, the Int one, TUR. I gave him, defensive utilities, so he's a stacking unit. Like those units back then, I feel like a lot of them had like defensive like aims for a lot of their kit. Whereas this guy, I feel like is much more of an offensive aim. So, Ki 2 and 120% attack and defense. I just buffed his start of turn to twice. 16% attack and defense each time Ki raises up by 1, up to 120%. Now, I kept this the same. I just made it much easier to get. Funny enough, I did the math here, and he only really needs to get 8 ki to get the full buff or something like that, I think, but, or like, maybe like 11, 12 ki, but it's fine. Maybe I should have, like, made that, maybe I could have increased this to 160%, right? We have calculations of what this guy's kit is, though, and I feel pretty satisfied overall. Maybe make this 10%? I don't know. I made all the ki he gets when delivering a final blow. I just made it all just one final blow, so he only has to kill the enemy once, and he gets the 6 ki, which is quite good for him. Recovers HP 6% at the end of turn, which an attack was received. I gave him Extreme Class Allies Ki 3, so he has 5 ki start of turn, plus the 6 ki from the leader skill. Let's say he has Fear and Faith and then Dismal Future. He starts off, what, 11, 12 ki or so, which, he is supporting, right? His ki, again, he could definitely have some ki issues before he gets the final blow, but again, that's like kind of the idea of him right now, right? Where he wants to kill the enemy And that's just the concept of how he was pre-ZA. I really wanted to keep the same thought process behind that, but the Goku Black team is really good with Ki regardless, so I don't think it would be much big of an issue, especially if we get like a Rainbow Orb Changer on that team, where this guy will be able to reach a good amount of Ki levels. Now, sorry to fix my chair. This last part is where he could very easily snipe opponents when they're at lower HP and get the delivering final blow. Guarantee critical hits if the enemy HP is 66% or below. That would actually attack mid-turn, so that would, I forgot to add when attacking. But if the enemy HP is 66% or below, this guy is able to get a guaranteed crit, which makes it easy for this guy to like finish off enemies. So again, like a slot 2, slot 3 unit, which fit with how his passive works because he gets all these stats right here when he actually is attacking, which is important to consider. And he also has the rage skill right there, right? So the rage skill will allow him to transform. Same conditions, unfortunately, that can't be changed. Not much really needs to be changed here either. Massively raises attack temporarily, destructive damage. Greatly raises attack temporarily and destructive damage. Receives an additional Ki 2 per Ki sphere obtained, and then super effective against all types, right? I think that'd be good for him. It's very, very similar to how Orange Piccolo is, except for the super effective Orange Piccolo has the additional. I honestly think the super effective, you could argue, is better. And this guy will be pretty solid with Ki as well. Seeing Orange Piccolo, Super Baby 2, who gets the Ki 2 per Ki sphere obtained, right? I mean, yeah, Super Baby 2 does get the Ki 2, right? Yeah, 2 Ki per Ki sphere obtained, high chance to crit. I would say like the what's it called? Super effective is better, and you're going to want to build this guy with additionals so you can get his additional super attack 50% raise, and then, you know, he could potentially get the crit here or stuff like that, right? And the super effective against all types will work in the Sky Throw Z form. Now, people told me that this was underwhelming in terms of the overall design, and I can see, like, if you look at it on paper, this is very basic kit, but if we take a look at the numbers that would be shown in game, right, again, turn 1, once he super attacks, he's at 530k defense, which is enough to basically tank most normals in the game turn 1. And again, that's my aim for him, because imagine he's doing like, okay, we could take a look down here, right? Look at his attack stats, right? Turn 1, he's at 12 mil, 12.4 mil, 14 mil, 13.3, 15. Like, these numbers are, I would say, pretty high for an EZA LR, you know, that can guarantee crit potentially, right? I think that these numbers just from turn 1 are quite high, right? That he could potentially be able to reach to make up for the defensive, you know, lack here. But then you could argue, you know, you need to kill the enemy to get the extra Ki here that you really want, and if he's not able to get high Ki to get the enemy, to kill the enemy, right, that could be an issue. And I definitely could see where that's coming from. So, I mean, like, looking at it retroactively, you know, any additions that I would personally make, maybe give him, like, instead of this Ki 2, give him, like, Ki 1 per Ki sphere obtained, right? Ki 1 per Ki sphere obtained. I think that could be a good addition. They gave that to LR Gohan and Goten, and I feel like that worked out quite well. So yeah, honestly, like, if this was changed instead of Ki 2 like that, give him Ki 1 per Ki sphere obtained. You can keep this here, keep the support there, and then maybe the team will get a Rainbow Orb Changer. I would, like, let's say, it's not impossible to consider the team would be able to get a Rainbow Orb Changer, right? If we get a lot of Goku Black and Zamasu, like, Goku Black usually is like a supporting type unit, so like, if we get a new LR Rose, I would be very, like, not surprised if he's like orb changing like Bulma would be, for example, right? Like a support orb changer. Again, maybe this could be increased to like 160% or something, just to give him a little extra stats in total. But I like the general idea of what this design is already, which is kind of my point with it. I don't think they have to do that much to this unit to make them have good stats. Maybe you could say, okay, a lot of these LR EZAs have gotten like dodge chances or anything like that. Like, if we take a look here, we could see LR Beerus and Whis, right? They have dodge chance built into their passive. You know, Kellen Cleave, they got dodge chance there. Go on and go to him, didn't get dodge chance. You know, they probably will do more damage, but again, I think people are like, it's not like people. Someone was talking about it. It was like, well, this unit isn't really going to be as good as like the Blue Fusions LREZs, right? And it's like, yeah, I don't expect this guy to be on the level of Blue Fusions EZAs. I expect him to be like LR Super Baby 2. Oh, he's not here, but where is he? I closed him already. Well, he's right here. LR Super Baby 2 level, or, you know, Beerus and Whis level, or Cal and Khalifa level, right? But this guy's always, like, when he came out, he was a much heavy offensive unit. He's not designed here to take, like, all these hits, to take damage and stuff like that, right? Even then, he still has to heal, he's supporting, right? I kind of try to round him out a little without making him like, oh, he's doing 14 million attacks, that's turn 1, that could guarantee crit, and then he has guard, and then he's taking all the super attacks in the game, right? That's just not the design philosophy I went with, and I just want to make sure I really stress that out, because I think a lot of people, again, will look at this and be like, oh, this concept kind of sucks, right? I think the numbers are fine, right? And when he has his full defensive passive built up, he can get to 883k defense once he supers. And I would expect they make this guy good against AoE attacks just by the philosophies how his design is already. So I would just throw that out of the window. I mean, unless they drastically change what he's doing, or they're like, yeah, this guy can get guard before he attacks with the AoEs, right? I just wouldn't expect him to do that. I mean, there are units that come out that get a lot of defense once they super attack. Let's think of the Spirit Bomb Goku, you know, I don't know, LR Super Baby 2 himself, right? He has to super attack to get all the damage, so he's not really that great in AoE fights. But this guy will have the giant form just in case you know you could get that activated and he could cook from there. But that is pretty much it there. And we have another screenshot here. So his rage mode on 200%, 4 million, 3 million, the 12 key, and then I don't think the 12 key would get the attack raise because it's temporarily, right? But 4.5 mil super effective, you can potentially get there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Like, I don't want y'all to be like, oh yeah, he's not guard, right? Let me know, like, do you guys think that he should? Yeah, I honestly would say, instead of the key 2, make him get key 1 per key sphere obtained. Or maybe even just, like, add that. Just key 1 per key sphere obtained on top of it. But I don't know. It's like, he's getting so much key, but I think it's fine. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I'm making it a little bit bigger of a deal. We want this guy to be able to be a little more consistent with key probably before he can get this at the very minimum. But if you're able to get this early on, then he's sitting already like at 18, 20 keys start of turn, right? So that's that. At least, like, you don't have to kill an enemy 3 times. Killing an enemy once would be good. And, like, again, early on, let's say against in Omega, right? I don't know if you're taking him in the Omega fight, this guy could get that ability. Maybe he can get like dodge as the 3rd attacker in the turn, right? Like a high chance to dodge if he's in the 3rd slot could be like okay, I guess, right? But thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.